Assalamu alaikum dear students. In the previous lecture we had studied about the classification of bases. Today we will be discussing more about classification of bases as well as physical and chemical properties of bases. Classification of bases. We had classified the bases on the base of strength, on the base of concentration, and on the base of acidity. So, generally bases are classified on the base of strength, on the base of concentration, and on the base of acidity. Strength, as already discussed, is the degree of ionization or the degree of dissociation. That is, to what extent degree of dissociation or degree of ionization of a particular base takes place. By saying the terms degree of ionization or the degree of dissociation, we mean to what extent the base dissociates into ions when that base is put in aqueous solution. I am repeating this word. By saying the degree of ionization, we mean to what extent the base dissociates when that base is dissolved in aqueous solution. That is, how many ions does it produce. Degree of ionization and degree of dissociation is represented by alpha and is numerically equal to number of replaceable OH negative ions produced by the base divided by total number of atoms. If degree of dissociation, that is value of alpha, is equivalent to 1, the base is said to be a strong base. If the base ionizes completely, the base will be called as strong base, and if the base does not ionize completely, it ionizes partially, the base will be called as weak base. So, by saying the strength, we actually mean whether a particular base dissociates completely or it dissociates partially. If the base dissociates completely into ions, it is called as a strong base, and if it is partially broken into ions, it is called as a weak base. For strong bases, alpha is numerically equal to 1. For weak bases, alpha ranges between 0 to 0.7. Fine. Now, examples of strong bases. Examples of strong bases are NaOH, sodium hydroxide, which is also called as caustic soda. Another one, KOH, potassium hydroxide, which is also called as caustic potash. These are the examples. There are so many examples of strong bases, and these are the two: sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Now, talking about weak bases, we have NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide, which is a weak base. Fine. So, strength means degree of dissociation or degree of ionization, that is to what extent dissociation of a base takes place into ions. If it ionizes completely, it is called as a strong base. If it ionizes partially, it will be called as a weak base. For strong bases, alpha is numerically equal to 1. For weak bases, alpha is numerically, the range of alpha is from 0 to 0.7. Examples of strong base: sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide. Examples of weak base: ammonium hydroxide and maybe magnesium hydroxide. Fine. This was about the strength. Now we will discuss about concentration. Now, talking about concentration, what do we mean by concentration of a base? Concentration of a base means the amount of base present in a fixed amount of aqueous solution. By saying the concentration, concentration means how much amount of base we have dissolved in a fixed amount of aqueous solution. That is, we know the quantity of aqueous solution and now we have to put the amount of base in that aqueous solution. On this basis, concentration, bases are divided into two types. First one, a dilute base, and the second one, concentrated base. On the base of concentration, bases are of two types, dilute base and the concentrated base. Now talking about dilute base. Dilute base, if the amount of base present is less than the amount of aqueous solution, that is water, the base is said to be dilute base. I am repeating, if the amount of base present is less than the amount of aqueous solution, the base is said to be dilute base. Example, 100 ml of sodium hydroxide dissolved in 1000 ml of water. Here the concentration of water is more, it's 1000 ml, and the concentration of base is only 100 ml. The base is called as dilute base. Talking about concentrated base, it is the vice versa of dilute base. That is, if the concentration of base is more than that of water or aqueous solution, the base is said to be concentrated base. Example, 500 ml of potassium hydroxide dissolved in 200 ml of water. Fine. The concentration of base is more than the concentration of water. The base is called as concentrated base. So saying the concentration means the amount of base present in the given fixed amount of aqueous solution. If it is more, it will be called as a concentrated base. If it is less, it will be called as a dilute base. Now there is a separate topic, that is acidity of a base, or the classification of base on the basis of acidity. Acidity of a base. Acidity of a base means the number of replaceable OH negative ions present in a base which it is releases when it is dissolved in aqueous solution. I am repeating. Acidity of a base means number of replaceable OH negative ions present in a base which it releases when it is dissolved in aqueous solution. Means how much hydroxyl ions a base releases when that base is dissolved in aqueous solution. It is called as an acidity of a base. I am repeating. How much OH negative ions, also called as hydroxyl ions, a base releases when a base is dissolved in aqueous solution. That is the number of replaceable OH negative ions, that is hydroxyl ions, produced by a base when it is dissolved in aqueous solution. Fine. On these bases, bases are of three types. Bases are of three types. The first one, monoacidic base. The second one, diacidic base. And the third one, triacidic base. Acidity of base, how much OH negative ions are released when a base is put in aqueous solution. On these bases, bases are of three types: monoacidic base, diacidic base and triacidic base. Now, what is a monoacidic base? If the number of OH negative ions, replaceable OH negative ions that a base produces when a base is dissolved in aqueous solution is 1, the base will be called as a monoacidic base. I am repeating, if the number of hydroxyl ions produced by a base is 1, the base is said to be a monoacidic base. Example, NaOH. When NaOH is put in the aqueous form dissolved in water, it forms Na positive plus OH negative. The number of OH negative ions here that are released by sodium hydroxide is 1. The base is called as monoacidic base. Another example is potassium hydroxide, aqueous solution, K positive, OH negative, 1 OH negative ions. Again, in potassium hydroxide, when potassium hydroxide is dissolved in aqueous solution, it releases potassium positive and hydroxyl OH negative ion. The hydroxyl concentration is 1, so the base will be called as monoacidic base. Likewise, if the number of replaceable hydroxyl ions produced by a base is 2, the base will be called as a diacidic base, and if the number of replaceable OH negative ions are 3, the base will be called as an triacidic base. I am again repeating, if the number of replaceable hydroxyl ions produced by a base are 2, the base will be called as a diacidic base, and if the number of hydroxyl ions are 3, the base will be called as a triacidic base. I am giving some examples. Calcium hydroxide, releases Ca2 positive and 2 OH negative ions. Here the concentration of OH negative ions is 2, so the base will be called as a diacidic base. Likewise, we have magnesium hydroxide, MgOH2. It will be Mg2 positive and 2 OH negative. Again, the concentration of OH negative ions is 2. The base will be called as a diacidic base. Clear? Now, there is an exception with it. That is ammonium hydroxide, NH4OH. Fine. It is a base and it is a weak base and is also a monoacidic base. When NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide, is dissolved in aqueous solution, it releases NH4 positive ammonium ion and the hydroxyl ion. Since number of OH negative ions is 1, the base is called as a monoacidic base. So, it was all about the acidity of a base. Fine. Talking about the properties of base now. What are the physical properties of base? The first one being taste. How do bases taste? Bases have a very unpleasant and bitter taste. I am repeating. Acids were sour in taste. Bases have an unpleasant and a bitter taste. Property number 1. Property number 2. Feel. How do they feel? Bases are soapy, slippery to touch. They are very slippery, very soapy to touch. Point number 3. That is, they change the color of indicators. They change the color of indicators. Indicators already discussed in the lecture acid, base and salts. They was discussed about what are indicators. Here I am again saying indicators are substances that show different colors in different acidic and basic media. They change the color of indicators. They turn a red litmus into blue, methyl orange to yellow and phenolphthalein to pink. They change the color of indicators. They turn red litmus into blue, methyl orange to yellow, and they turn phenolphthalein to pink. Fine. Point number 4. That is, bases, some bases act as good electrolytes. Electrolytes already discussed. Electrolytes are the solutions that conduct electricity. Bases, some bases act as good electrolytes. So bases, some bases are good electrolytes, that is, they conduct electricity in aqueous solution. If we have an aqueous solution of NaOH, yes, it will conduct electricity. If we have an aqueous solution of potassium hydroxide, yes, it will conduct electricity. So bases are good electrolytes. That means their aqueous solution conducts electricity. Fine. Last point is their corrosive nature. Some bases are highly corrosive in nature, like strong bases, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. They are highly corrosive in nature. Fine. And they cause blisters on organic tissues like skin. Some bases are highly corrosive in nature, like NaOH and KOH. Fine. Some bases are mildly corrosive. They are not fully corrosive. Bases like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are highly corrosive and they act on organic tissues like skin, while some bases are mildly corrosive. So they have a corrosive action. Let me repeat the whole physical properties of bases. First one is the taste. Bases have an unpleasant and bitter taste. Second one, feel. They are soapy or slippery to touch. Third one, they change the color of different indicators. They change red litmus into blue, methyl orange to yellow, and phenolphthalein to pink. The fourth one being, some bases act as good electrolytes, that is, they pass electricity. They allow electricity to pass through them in their aqueous solution. Example, NaOH and KOH. Last one, the corrosive nature. Highly strong bases, that is sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, they are highly corrosive in nature, and some bases are mildly corrosive in nature, like that of calcium hydroxide. In the next lecture, we will be discussing more about the chemical properties of bases.